Good morning. Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing today? Peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama, and today's Thursday, and Thursday's the day that Jupiter rules. Jupiter is currently at the 5th degree of Aries, which is the degree of extension. It is powerful today. Yes, it is. It is a really powerful day. Good morning, Valentina. How you doing, my darling? I'm going to text you. You've been on my mind. So, I have been feeling extraordinary amounts of confusion. Not like confusion in that I have been really working to stay focused and gather my energy towards where it is I want it to go. So like I have classes that I have coming up. I'm running a class now on Saturn retrograde. We're doing the work to heal our karma and shift family curses and break these patterns. And so I'm doing a lot of work right now that is really deep, and I'm feeling old stuff just go away, like old patterns and beliefs are just going away. And then there are the things that are really rooted and anchored inside of me that I can't seem to let go easily, right? And I'm working to let things go. And so I feel like sometimes my mind is just, I'm like, oh, I just need my mind to shut the fuck up. I cannot take it anymore. And, because I'll be all over the place. And then it's like, okay, get centered, get focused. And then I can center in and get a little bit of work done. And then something will occur. I just had a conversation on Facebook. There was this post asking about people who date interracially. And they were just asking opinions about it. And I just shared that, I hadn't dated anybody interracially since I was in my 20s. And my experience was that there just wasn't a bridge. Because of the systems of racism, there wasn't a bridge. And the person there's a black woman comes, she's like, don't not date because of race and all that kind of stuff. And just that perspective, which is fine for her, but I like listening to her perspective and her sort of advocating like, you're a woman and you should have love no matter what. And I just was like, that's so interesting, because I don't have any interest in that. Like I don't have any interest in making my life be about the pursuit of romantic love relationships with black men or white men for that matter. Like I just am not interested in that. And I'm not saying that if it came, I wouldn't participate, but it's not my primary focus. It's not what I'm striving for. I'm really working to let that go. I'm working to let those old codes go. Like, I don't want to be, I had this experience when I was about 22. I was at a bar and I was sitting there waiting for some girlfriends, and I was drinking a glass of wine, and there were some women next to me, a group of women, like 3 or 4 of them, and they were probably about 40 something. 47, 48. And I heard them talking about relationship and men. And I was like, they sound fucking just like us. And I'm 20 something. And I was like, here these 40 something year old women sound exactly the way me and my girlfriend sounded 20 something. That's some bullshit. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in doing the same fucking cycles around anything, around money or love or my body or health for 20, 30, 40 years. I'm not interested in thinking like, oh, it didn't work here, so I'm going to go do the same thing somewhere else. I'm going to do the same thing somewhere else and behave as if what happened the last time wasn't information, right? So I'm going to be in the same patterns. And so I am interested in evolution for myself. That's what I'm interested in. I'm not interested in being stuck in patterns, ways of being, thought forms. I am not here for the circus carnival ride. That's not the fuck what I'm here for. And I am, because I see it and understand that we get stuck in the cycles without even knowing it. Because we put a different person in front of us. Like this next year it's this person and we think it's different. It's the same shit though. And I've lived long enough to know, like, the value of being 53 and fine as fuck, 53 and gorgeous as fuck, is that I see the same shit. I'm like, oh, that's what was happening. People were saying that when I was 43. That was being said when I was 33. That was being said when I was 23. So where am I in that? Where am I in that? Where am I attracting the same frequency? What am I doing that the same shit is still circling in my reality? I'm interested in something else. No, thank you. I'm not going to step back into the same thing and think, oh, because it's a different person with a larger penis or a bigger pocketbook, that is different. It's just a deeper trap. I have no interest in it. So, which brings me to where we are today. Today is a Jupiter day. And Jupiter is the planet of blessings and luck and expansion. Jupiter is the planet of faith and vision. And the thing that you don't understand is that if you don't have a vision, if you are not intentionally living your life in the fulfillment of a vision or a purpose, you will get trapped in the same cycles because this system just offers the same things over and over and over again. So if you don't have a clear understanding of what you're up to and who you are, you will get trapped in the things. Like, you have to tell the universe what you're doing. You have to tell the universe what you're up to. Because if you don't, you will be in the same shit over and over and over again. Amanda, she said, at age 34 and divorced, for the first time in my life, I'm just finally reaching that point of getting to know myself on a deeper level for the first time. And that's right. And here's another thing. It takes women mature fast. They say that women mature faster. But I don't know that that's necessarily the truth, because we don't have the opportunity, the environments that are set up to allow us to go inside of ourselves to actually really mature and cultivate our spiritual gifts. As women, we all have telepathy. We have Reiki energy in us fucking naturally. We have psychic abilities in us naturally. We can hear, we're clairvoyant and all that sort of stuff. But when we're so conditioned towards love and romance, your energy is external, so you won't even go inside of yourself to develop who you are, because you're looking for some external gratification that is conditioned in you according to the social conditionings. And everything here is based on racism and white supremacy. Fucking everything in this country is based on white supremacy, the food system, the education system, the healthcare system, the government system, all of the systems are based. So you have to go in and find how you are plugged into the systems through your family lineage, and then decide if that's where you want to be. You have to choose it. You have to say, is this, oh, my family taught me to be a Christian. What is this Christianity I've been taught? Where does it come from? What are the seeds of this religion? Where did this religion actually get anchored into the cultural experience? And what was it? Because whatever something was anchored in, rooted and seated in, is what it is, no matter if they're telling you that's what it is or not. Do you get it? Even so Christianity is anchored, Western Christianity is anchored. Constantinople and a group of people got together in Europe and divided Africa up, rewrote the Bible. All of this sort of stuff happened. That's why you gotta fucking study. That everything I say is based on me fucking studying. Okay, I study. So Christianity is anchored in white imperialism, colonialism, and they put Jesus on the top of it and made him a white man, which is actually Horus from the Kemetic philosophy. So the things that we've been practicing are rooted in our demise, and we don't even know it. So this is why you have to begin to ask the questions. What is this that I'm doing? Why am I doing it? What is it for? How is it impacting me? Does this serve me? You ask these questions in meditation. Jupiter is at the 5th degree of Aries. Aries means that you have to build an identity. This is why at least once a day I ask myself, who am I? Who am I? And the reason I ask myself is because I'm reprogramming my subconscious to reach for new streams of energy that I can begin to identify with, that are, because the old ones are outdated, because the old ones are anchored in this system. So who am I? And if a situation or circumstance comes up and before I jump in, I'll just ask, Spirit, higher self, who am I in this circumstance? Who am I to be here? So that I can receive the codes, the downloads for a new way of thinking and processing the energy that's coming through me now, so that I don't repeat a pattern. I don't want to repeat because otherwise I'll come into my old shit will just come right, because that's the way we're conditioned. So the old system, that's why I follow the astrology, because astrology is always changing. It's never the same. And we are not to be the same. And here's the thing that I've also discovered in studying. There's a lot of stuff I don't say, because if I said it, you guys would be like, this woman is crazy. She has lost her screws, because the truth is stranger than fiction. Like, it is so wild. Like, if we know everything too soon, it will dismantle your mind. It's so out there. It really is out there. It really is. The truth, like I said, the truth is stranger than fiction. And what has been done in this country is profound, genius, unbelievable. And who we are is, we are so profoundly more than we understand ourselves to be, that they have had to create this unbelievable system to keep us suppressed. Why is that? Why is that? Why would they go through such extreme efforts to keep us asleep? Why is that? Why would there be hundreds of years of oppressive and terroristic tactics to kill and maim and enslave Black people in America? Why? Why would they do that? Why? Ask. Why is that? Why? Because you need to understand the answers so that you can understand who you are. Why would they go through such great efforts to harm, to kill, to maim? And then when I started researching the system, and I'm like, oh, everything here is like, you die and come right back. So even when they kill you, even when you're killed, you literally come right back as another human being. Or like I said, this stuff is so strange. Or you can code switch into somebody else's body who's already here. It's profound what's really good. Right. So if we are gods, if the reason that they are doing what they are doing is to keep us out of our power, how can we get our power? How can we get back into our natural divine state? How is that possible? And that is the key to Jupiter. Jupiter gives you the how. Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is ancient knowledge. Jupiter is Tahuti in the Kemetic, the wisdom keeper, right? So you go to Jupiter and you do the rituals and you ask, how can I remember who the fuck I am? Who am I? What am I here for? You have to ask the questions. You have to put it out in the universe, and you have to do it consistently. You have to send a signal through your consciousness, and then the universe hears the signal, the frequency, the vibration of your question, and then the answers start coming down the energetic system. Who am I? What am I doing here? Exactly. And you will feel. And if you cannot, it's because trauma is you have trauma blocking you. If you can't hold the signal consistently, it's because you have trauma blocking you. And why do we have trauma? Because we have been inside of this terrorist system for 400 years, sustaining the power of this country. We have been damned energetically, and are damned energetically. We've been running electricity through our systems, and the system that we run through, the electricity that we run through our system generates the housing market, the education market, the textile markets, the cotton markets, do you understand that our oppression is like a dam? If you look at what a dam does to water, and black people, we are the water element. And when you dam water, it begins to generate power that creates electricity. So we are the generative force of power in this fucking country. Do you guys get how they're using us? Do you get how they're using us? Do you get it? Do you understand that other people come from this country? Immigrants from other country, Latinos, people come from all over the world, create laundromats and restaurants and all. They come and plug into our energy. And then they make businesses and then send that money back to their countries. The Philippines. Do you understand who the fuck we are in this country as black people, as black Americans? We are generating the economy for the whole entire world. And then America goes out and creates these army bases, these military bases all over the world. Then do you get the fuck what's happening? Yes. So I am, yes, use your culture for diplomacy. Absolutely. So the opportunity is for us to wake up and claim ourselves back. And the more we claim ourselves, the more this country is going to begin to collapse. Because when we begin to take our power back and use it as we desire and see fit for it, share it if we like, don't share it if you don't like. It's yours. Do with it what you want. You don't owe it to anybody. That's why when I hear people talking about black people are not together, black people need to unite. Maybe. But learn what you got before you unite with anyone. Learn who you are. Learn what your energy is. Learn how you function. Don't just get on board like, oh, I have to unite. No, you don't have to do anything unless you're divinely led and guided to. Because guess what? We have been here in this country under these extraordinarily extreme conditions for 400 years. We ain't dead. They haven't annihilated us. Because if they do, their entire resource is gone. They will have nothing. So they cannot kill us. They cannot. Yes, we are the true indigenous people. So understand who you are. Understand who you are. And then decide, choose how, ask the divine within you. How shall I use my energy to support this reality or not? Ask. If you're guided, so I was led, this is what I do. I come here every day and I do these videos until I don't anymore. This is what I'm doing. I offer readings to help people wake up. I teach classes to create the conditions and the environments for people to be able to wake themselves up in alignment with the universe. This is how I am serving, not just Black people. It all serves Black people, but everyone who wants to wake up. This is what I'm doing. Because when I asked, how should I do it? This is what I was told. So this is what I do. And when I'm told I don't need to do this anymore, I will not. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe anybody anything. I don't owe Black people nothing. I don't owe white people nothing. I owe myself my best. I am here in service to my own evolution and healing. And in that, I am, my hope is that other people will get the same energy. I'm not here to have anybody follow me. I'm here to show people what I've done and provide information so maybe that they can do it and find their own way too. And if they need tools and resources, then I can provide and share those as well, because I've done a lot of work. I've been doing this shit since I was 3 years old. So I know some shit about it. So, nobody has to reinvent the wheel, But what happens is you come in, you do the work, and then your spirit will tell you what's next for you. It's not for you to follow me. I'm fucking nobody's leader. I am nobody's leader. No. I am my own leader. And you are your own leader. You are your own leader. You don't need a leader. You just need to love yourself enough to discover who you are so you can lead yourself. And we can all lead ourselves. We're all equal. We're all equitable. We all have our own value system. We all are enough in and of ourselves. And that's the thing about Jupiter and Aries, like really getting clear about who you are. The thing is, we've lived in a culture that has created idolatry as a form of devotion, idolizing people. And here's the thing. When people are like, I'm not perfect, I am perfect. I am absolutely perfect. I am perfect. Made in the image and likeness of God. Everything I do is towards greater experience of perfection. Everything I do is towards greater experience of perfection. God does not make mistakes, ever. And you are also fucking perfect. Just as you are, if you never change, you are perfect. If you transport some more and you are perfect. You are perfect. Stop saying that bullshit. I'm not perfect. That's that white bullshit. It really is. Maybe they're not perfect, but I'm perfect. Made in the image and likeness of God, just as I am. Nothing else needs to change. If nothing ever changed, I would continue to exist in my perfection. The same is true for you. The same is true for you. God is only perfection in any state. In a state of destruction, God is perfection. And in a state of birth, God is perfection. In a state of light, God is perfection. In a state of darkness, God is perfection. It never changes. Breaking down, God is perfection. Building up, God is perfection. And everything in between. I am perfect, just as I am. And so are you. Don't allow yourself to lean into these things that people say because their egos don't really want to own, because their egos cannot own anything other than division. But don't divide yourself from your divinity. And in your wholeness, you are perfect. That's what wholeness is. Perfection. And it is a constant state of movement. It's not a fixed thing. So the moon is in Capricorn, and the moon is in Capricorn conjunct Pluto right about now, I think. Right about now, actually. And Pluto is conjunct, and the work that we're doing is with this conjunction with Pluto is really about giving yourself your authority, coming back home to your own personal authority. So with Jupiter in Aries and Mars in Aries, Mars is in Aries, and Mars is domicile in Aries. I said this yesterday. Mars is domicile in Aries. So we have the power to anchor into our true identity. Who the fuck are you for real? Not who they told you to be, not what they told you to study, not what they want you to be. Who are you for real? And the only way you find that is by going into yourself. Who are you, right? Mars in Aries, your true identity. Saturn in Aquarius, your absolute divine identity. Your divine identity, who God made you to be. Neptune in Pisces, your imagination is the power of God. Your imagination is your God power. Your imagination is where you're creating your reality from. When you see it in your mind, that is a superpower. To see it in your mind and then hold it until it comes into reality. And then Venus in Taurus, what do you feel? You have to feel into the truth of your power. Feel who you are. Feel it. Don't let anybody tell you who you are. You feel it. What do I feel like? What do I feel? Let me feel myself. Let me feel it. Let me feel it. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm so soft. I'm so soft. I'm soft and strong. I'm soft and strong. And I'm feminine. I'm soft and I'm strong and feel yourself. Feel yourself. I've been feeling my skin lately. Let me tell you, I've been celibate for a while, but the next person that lays down with me, ooh, they might not get back up. They might just float on into heaven. They might be like, ooh, I don't even need no more. Because I've been cultivating my power and my energy. I literally haven't had my moon cycle because I'm 53. I hadn't had my moon cycle in a year and a half. I've been cultivating my energy so intently that my period started 2 days ago. Because we can do that. We can bring power back to ourselves. That is the power of the feminine. That is the power. We can generate life whenever we want to. Anytime. I started my period back. I bought my period back. Why? Because I'm pulling in creative energy and talking to my womb and massaging my breast and, and being and loving my own energy, not sharing it with anybody else, cultivating power in myself. You understand? Wake the fuck up to who you really are. Who am I? So I was saying the moon is in Capricorn. The moon is in Capricorn with Pluto, and it's bringing us back to really loving ourselves because Capricorn is about external authority and Pluto is the destroyer. Pluto is the destroyer of whatever it's touching. So it's destroying where we've given our power away externally. Where have you been waiting on somebody, thinking that it's out there. So and it's coming back to yourself. So literally, I've been doing the rituals, using the herbs, cultivating my power, calling my power back home to myself, loving myself, breath work, body work, literally digging deep. I went and got a shiatsu massage the other day, and I'm telling you, this woman, I felt like she lifted my muscles off of my bones. I was like, what is that? What the fuck is that? But I needed it. And so we have to bring ourselves back to life. Cultivate yourself. I massage my body, literally, like all that sort of stuff. I got a head full of white hair, but I don't have no wrinkles. I don't have no wrinkles. I'm 53. And this is the thing. It doesn't matter the age, but go look at, because black people, they like to say black doesn't crack. Black does crack. It cracks from the inside out. It doesn't show up externally first like white people's does. Ours shows up from the inside with brokenheartedness and depression and despair. So you have to take care of yourself on the inside. Really give yourself power. Love yourself the way you expect and want somebody else to love you. Love yourself the way your mother should have loved you. Love yourself the way your father should have loved you. But they were under such extreme oppressive conditions that they couldn't give you what they didn't have for themselves. They couldn't give it to you because they didn't have it for themselves. That's no blame on them. The conditions, the consciousness has been under the rule of white supremacy. So give yourself what your mother could not give you. Give yourself what your father could not give you. Understand what you need and wake up early in the morning and give it to yourself. When my son was a baby, I used to massage him, his body, after every bath, full body massages until he was 13 years old. After every bath, until he was 13 years old. Why? Because I want him to understand human connection and his relationship to his body and how it should be cared for. It's in his memory system now. So he won't go anywhere and do anything else because I planted it in his body. Give it to yourself. Give yourself what you need. Don't make anybody else responsible for what you need to be healthy and whole and loved and in connection and alive. And don't blame anything on you not being able to get it. Even if this is the thing, the most beautiful thing about this system of white supremacy is that it breeds gods. It is a God breeder. Okay? Any people who have been able to endure such tremendous oppression and brutality are gods. We are indestructible. We are invincible when we know who we are. So if you don't know it, keep asking yourself, how can I know it? How can I experience my divinity? How can I understand my godness? Tap your body, tap your heart. Literally, I'm asking myself, how can my heart open more beyond this experience of trauma and pain? How can I expand beyond the limitations of this traumatic experience? What is it that I can do to allow myself to be more expansive than what it is that I have endured for 400 years with myself and my ancestors? Keep asking. You'll get some answers. You'll start seeing the miracles break through. And when you see them, come back and say, Mama, I saw it. I saw it. It's amazing. It's miraculous. And as we begin to pull our power back, we are going to watch these people lose their shit because they can no longer anchor into our stuff. I was reading something the other day. They were saying there was a white man who's like, I don't even know his name, but he's like a really big writer. And he was saying that he's having a hard time finding a job in Hollywood now. And one of the main stories of his characters were black, right? He was writing stories about black people it said it was worth $400 million, right? And so now that black people are telling their own stories, they don't get to tell our stories and make us the villains and make us where they can extract but now they're like, it's reverse racism. Go tell your own story. Write your own story. Don't write our stories. Write your own fucking story. Write the story of you being a vampire and you being a monster and you being, empty of a soul and you needing to do everything to harm, and write the story of you waking up to your own destruction. Write that story. You don't need us. But they do. They have nothing without us. They have nothing without us. Nothing without us. Yes, and films and TV shows with no black people. That's right. That's right. So, all right, you all. Today is an interesting day. There's a lot of transformation and change going on. It's going to get really quick. We're going to get really rapid. We're going to be starting the next moon cycle. It begins on the 20th. You guys can start registering now if you like. In my link tree, you can register for the moon cycle. We're going to be working with the energy of Cancer and Capricorn, and the cycle begins in Aries. So if you are in need of to get anchored and to really anchor into a new beginning in a solid way, this is the moon cycle for it. The last one was where things came to end. Like literally, we're literally watching if you could, in the invisible, that's what I want to say, in the invisible, because everything starts in the invisible. You guys hear me say all the time, the invisible is 90% of who we are. What we see in real time is only 10%, right? So in the invisible, we are in total collapse, total destruction. We won't see it in the 3D reality as quickly, but it's coming. But it is important for you to secure yourself, get inside of your home, in your consciousness. Your natal chart is a geographical location in the mind of God. That is you. So you have to get there. You have to get in your consciousness. You have to get lined up to who you really are. So before I started doing my astrology and following the moon cycles, I was very anchored in, I need love. I need to find a husband. And even when I could feel that really wasn't my calling, but because it was the conditioning that I was being told, and every woman everywhere when you sit down is talking about a motherfucking man and how she gonna get one and how one ain't loving her right or how one is loving her right. The conditioning was so compelling that was just, it was like a phantom energy inside of me that was always reaching for, right? But when I started doing the astrology and looking and seeing like, oh, I'm here as a way shower. I'm here to help people wake up. I'm not here to be focused on romance. That's not what I'm here for. And I had to learn that that's not what I was here for, so that I could get in this body is my avatar, but it's led by the consciousness that is my consciousness. So I had to put it on. The body was already here. I was already Monique, but I was trying to get Monique to behave in the way that everybody else was behaving. And then my natal chart helped me see, how is Monique designed to function? How should she be functioning so that she will have the highest success rate? Oh, she needs to be doing this over here. So now this is what I'm doing, and I feel good and I'm flowing, and I still have stuff, but it's not the same. I'm not suffering. I'm not, I had a lover call me the other day and, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah. And I was really clear. Like, I just am not interested in that. And if you want to connect, this is how it has to look. If you want to connect with me, we can, but under these conditions. And I've not heard from him. I'm totally at peace with that. There was a time when that would have meant like, oh my God. Now I'm just like, okay, cool. Because I'm busy. I'm engaged doing what I am meant to be doing. So we have to really understand the geographical location that is your natal chart. That is your natal chart. That is who you are. And when you align yourself to it, the miracles, the blessings, the abundance, the freedom, your body heals. I have healed things in my body that that they said couldn't be healed. I've healed it because that's not true. Everything can be healed. Everything can be healed. But they would have you think that it can't be so that you are subject to the system, so that you need them because you think it can't be healed. You can heal everything when you are who you are meant to be. So get in alignment with who you're meant to be. And if you want, this next new moon that's coming up in Cancer is an opportunity. It's like a get out of jail quick. It's like a get out of jail fast card, and come home to yourself, because Aries begins the cycle. So when the moon moves into Aries, the moon is now in Capricorn. It's going to go to Aquarius. It's going to go to Pisces. And when it moves into Aries, we're starting a new cycle. And this motherfucker is going to shoot off like a rocket. Join the class. Exactly. All right, y'all. I love you so very much. I really do. I'm so grateful that I get to be alive at this time and do the work that I'm doing. When I really got clear that this is the work that I was going to be doing, there was a part of me that wished I were younger. I was like, damn, I wish that I was 30 now, you know what I mean? Because it's about to be so good for us. And I realized, like, oh, the 30-year-olds need somebody who has wisdom. Okay. So I get to be that person. I get to be like Miss One in The Wiz. I get to be Miss One and point the way, which is really fun too. So you all have a really beautiful day. I love you guys. She ain't nothing but the number. That's right. I get to be number one, right? And so yeah. So I get to bring the wisdom to help us, and I'm very grateful that I get to do it. And it's all good. So I think the thing that I feel like I miss out on is that the young men now are much more conscious than they were when I was young. And so the young women have a lot of opportunities to date men who are very awake, and that is really beautiful. And it's really beautiful. The men my age are still like, eh. I mean, some of them are waking up, but it's slower because we're older. The codes are older. So it takes us longer to get in. So I don't have a lot of peers. I don't even have a lot of women peers who are on the same my age and on the same understanding, because we're caught in the other shit. All right, y'all, but I'm good. I love it. It doesn't matter. It's beautiful. Peace and blessings, everyone. I love you all. I love you all. Bye-bye. Sweet thing, let me tell you about the world and the way things are, yeah. You've come from a different place, and I know you travel far now. Now that you told me what it is, ba 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 da ba, I'm gonna point you toward the way